Hello everyone, this is Gorax. In today's video I'll show you another Chief Challenge boss that is quite easy compared to others, and is the Radiance ones, which is vulnerable to ice damage. And this is why I'm going to use the Ice Blast team. As we know, Ice Blast is one of the strongest when it comes to single target. And if you're just like me, someone who doesn't have Beldel, you might find this team useful. Now, there's different variants you can play this team with. For example, if you don't have Sheena, you might opt out for another combo, which will include two Frost heroes like Rava and Usha. This team will do similar damage, but since I have Sheena, I want to utilize more Ice Blast heroes as they do tremendous damage. So the idea here is we're running only one tank / healer, and that's Frurbath with Horn. We want to utilize Horn because the team will not die. This boss is not doing enough damage to kill our heroes. So we put in Horn to give us extra damage per heal. So that's 15% extra damage, as you can see here. I'm also using the Puppy tier set here to boost the defense on everyone else. We don't need any other set. This is just so OP. And Moonlight Mantle with basically increased healing as well, just to make sure we survive. But as I said, the boss doesn't really do much damage. The core of this team is Sheena, and I build Sheena differently compared to what I usually do. Usually I build Sheena with Witch's Remain, but I've tested different variants, and it seems like the best way to get the highest damage against this boss is building Sheena as a damage dealer. And since I'm lacking good artifacts, I tested the Blossom as well on a test server and compared it to the Rat Tamer, and Sheena was just doing so much more damage with the Rat Tamer due to the crit damage here. 80% crit damage gets us over 220 crit damage. We're using obviously the best gloves here, which is the Carnage gloves. We could also go for both Crown and Witch's Remain in this team to boost the damage. That's another option you can try if your damage is not quite good. But Sheena is quite mandatory if you're running multiple Ice Blast heroes due to her ultimate just granting everyone so many crystals. Now the main damage dealer is Garfin. We use Ravatrix Roots here, one of the best artifacts for epic rare heroes. Emperor set on all of our damage dealers, and gloves with crit damage that suppresses Carnage. It's not the best one, but it works. It's quite good. She's only needs 80% crit rate, and as you can see, we're at 79, so we're almost there. Huge crit damage, 226, and decent attack. And now another second damage dealer is Sadek. Okay, as you can see, I don't have a good choice of artifacts, so I'm using the artifacts I already level. And since I use Shadow Spawn on my Ozul, and I'm looking for crit rate, crit damage on my artifacts, really, as these are way better than any other. This worked better than the Pipe Organ, so that's interesting as well. The Pipe Organ did not give me as high damage as this artifact did, because obviously I was only boosting Sheena's damage and bleeding a little bit as well. So this is why I use this, and we have Emperor set again, lucky on the rolls, not that good of a glove. That's why the crit rate on here is a huge game changer. Basically, we got 93% crit rate thanks to this artifact. And Bleeding, which is Remain Applier here, Emperor set as well. Not the best gloves, but he is there. He's doing a lot of damage, and the timings are as follow, really simple. So we start with Bleeding's defense down and attack up. Then we do the defense penalty on Frurbath, and we follow shortly after with Sheena to give everyone crystals. Because, you know, ultimates, the damage from ultimates is not as important as the damage from the battle skill, so that's why we wanted to be cast as soon as and following everyone else. Then Sadix does damage, and Garfin then goes on default. Her cooldown is really low, 15.6 seconds. We want to utilize that. Everyone else has higher cooldowns, so that's what we're using, and we're following this 20 seconds, so whenever they deal damage with the ultimates, there will be attack down applied as well. And the team is able to do 130 million damage, and damage split is quite decent as well. There are a few improvements that I'm considering. I might replace Sadek with Driz. The Driz will provide the team with an offensive aura compared to the defensive one that I have. Currently we're using Bledin's Aura that gives us HP increase, which is not good because the boss doesn't do any damage, like literally no damage. So maybe this week I will level up Drizzt and replace Sadik, put Witch's Remain on Drizzt as well, and make Bledin more damage oriented. Or since it's Drizzt, maybe I'll build him with the pipe organs to boost others. I mean, I'll try and min-max it. I got whole week to build him, and obviously this boss will be the one we'll use like 4, 5, maybe 6 teams on Otherworld Exploration. So every hero that I will level up will not be useless, right? So I'll use those heroes later on, and this gives a good opportunity to boost this damage maybe to 150 million. Because despite the curve of points not being that huge of a difference after like 100 million, it is still a little bit points, and since I ranked 4 this week, I'm looking to squeeze as much extra points as I can and find upgrades whenever I can. And obviously if I find an upgrade, you will have easier time if you have not started these bosses yet. So that's the team, doing quite well despite not having Beldel. The Beldel teams can do over 250 million here, so if you have Beldel, you're quite lucky. The Frost teams are still doing solid damage, but nowhere close to the Ice Blast team. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please click the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. As always, thank you for watching. Stay safe. Bye.